Moving on to Rogue. And with Forsaken Lieutenant, 2 mana 2/2, Stealth. After you play a Death Rattle minion, become a 2/2 copy of it with Rush. Death
Yeah,
Rattles.
I'm like I don't know. I'm not feeling this. So.
So I think it's a good card.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea how the archetype's going to work out in terms of its power. I believe this archetype is going to play precisely 2 Death Rattle minions. 2 Sketchy Informations and 2 Reconnaissance. And you play this guy in the Counterfeit Blades. The minion you're trying to hit is Korax, legendary from this set. 4 mana 3/5 Death Rattle. If it wasn't honorably killed, resummon Korax. So if you Sketchy Information Korax, you get a Korax. If this turns into a 2/2 with Rush and doesn't get honorably killed, you get a 3/5 or a Lillian.
What's Corax again?
I think it's a good card. 4 mana 3/5 Death Rattle. If it wasn't honorably killed, resummon.
Oh, yeah, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Then you got Reconnaissance, which is 2 mana, which we'll see in a second. Add a Death Rattle card from another class to your hand. It costs 2 less.
Okay.
The Lieutenant seems good.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still like not sure. I'm gonna give it 2, but we'll see if it's actually broken. And
I'll go 3 on it because what you can. It's also kind of neat. A little bonus. You play as a 2/2 stealth, and then let's say you're playing Death Rattle on turn 3. It attacks you attack the enemy's face for 2, and then you play the Death Rattle. Then you transform it, and then it gains Rush.
Oh, that's a good point.
It gets a little poke in there too, which is neat.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Next up, we got Reconnaissance. 2 mana spell. Discover a Death Rattle minion from another class. It costs 2 less. Support for Burgle. Support for Death Rattle.
Yeah, you can get some like the other class because there's some like good Death Rattle cards like Bloated Python you could get.
Teacher's Pet.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah, play this on 2. Get the Teacher's Pet on 3, kind of, or Grey Bow even. You know, like you could.
Yep.
Yeah. This looks real good. I don't know. These
going 3 on it.
Okay, I'll give it 3. Yeah.
Partially because it's good for the Death Rattle archetype, but it's also good for the Burgle archetype. And I think one of those at least is going to succeed. It's the Burgle one, at least. Next up, Lobotomizer. Find a 2/2 weapon. Honorable kill. Gain a copy of the top card of your opponent's deck.
I think this is a 1.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I would play this if it cost 1.
Yeah.
We got Blackwater Cutlass. Holy hell, Lobotomizer is not close.
Yeah.
This could take the top card of your opponent's deck instead of giving you a copy, and it could cost 1, and I still probably wouldn't play it.
Yeah, it just doesn't, you know, yeah. It looks real
Doesn't
bad.
seem good. Next up, Cold Tooth Yeti. 3 mana, 1/5, combo, gain 3 attack.
You know when it's I don't think this is good. Like it's
I think this is good. Fraud.
Yeah, I think in the world of power creep, this card just doesn't make the cut. I'm gonna give it 1.
I'll give it 3. Like, also, if you have a coin, you can on turn 2 coin a 4/5.
Not that good, and like I just don't think that I don't think that makes is actually that useful. So
vanilla stats. Let's find out if it's any good. Next up, Double Agent. 3 mana, 3/3 Battle Cry. If you're holding a card from another class, summon a copy of this. At this point, we have to talk about the interaction. The interaction is that Maestra is now a good card. Maestra says you start the game as a different class until transform back to a rogue after you play a card. If you have a Maestra in your deck, and this is the first card you play, it is active. There's also another card that's very relevant for that, which we'll see soon. Maestra actually makes the Burgle package sometimes work.
Interesting. It makes
anyway. 3 mana for 2/3/3s is a very good rate.
It'll be interesting because I'm pretty sure Maestro is banned in tournaments.
Yep,
it'd be interesting if this deck becomes like a top tier deck and people can't bring it because of the Maestro. That'd be interesting. But
I think they're gonna experiment with unbanning Maestra.
Yeah. All right,
I'm giving this card a 4. I think
4 I feel is way too strong, but I'll give it a 3. So
next up, Snowfall Graveyard. 3 mana spell. Your Death Rattles trigger twice. Lasts 3 turns. I don't think this is even good in Death Rattle Rogue. The thing we don't have in Death Rattle Rogue, typically, are lots of good Death Rattle minions.
Death rattles are just so awkward to deal with, just like any temple deck, and usually like every time I've tried to make a death rattle deck in the last year, when you finally get the death rattles off, your opponent just plays a powerful, or they go a board clear, you know. So you finally
They
get
just do something better.
yeah. So
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna give this a 1.
Yep, I'm on a big fat one for Graveyard. Next up, Seraphine Fleet Runner. 5 mana, 5/5 battle cry. Replace the minions in hand and deck. Ones from other classes, they cost 2 less.
This is a casino rogue.
There are payoffs for this, but I don't think they're obviously competitive. This card looks like a mega one to me.
Yeah,
This is not Deck of Lunacy. This doesn't make your minions into ones that cost 2 more, but they cost the same. This is random shit.
Yeah.
Your 1 mana minion could be a 1 mana minion that costs 0, or a 10 mana minion that costs 8.
And there's more 1 mana
ridiculous.
cards in the game, so you got. Yeah, I mean, if this card is good, the uproar, because yeah, I think it's a 1. So
this is just for people who want to play fun, random things.
yeah, it's like what was the card that intellectual dishonesty or something was it?
Academic espionage.
Academic espionage, yeah. So it's kind of
just
like that.
Yeah, not good. Next up, Contraband Stash, which goes with it. 5 mana spell. Replay 5 cards from other classes you have played this game.
Compare this to Tess, where you get a body. I don't know, and it's unlimited. I think
yeah,
it's
or
1.
just that you have to have cards from other classes and then have played them then play this.
And if I play Seraphine, your minions. Okay, so I still have this. Okay, so
also though, if you are Maestra, and the first minion you play is a rogue minion, I don't know how this works exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But anyway, this card is bad. So
yeah, okay.
hang on.
Wild
Null. 5 mana, 4/5 rush. Costs 1 less for each card you have added to your hand from another class. And this is the Maestra payoff. This does not include the mulligan. If you start the game as, say, a priest, every rogue card you draw, add to your hand. Not priest card, your turn, discounts this by 1. On turn 1, let's say you draw a card, this costs 4. Maybe you trade a Blackwater Cutlass, which is not playing a card, this costs 3. And on turn 2, you draw a card, and this costs 2. Or, on turn 1, you play Secret Passage. And this costs 0.
It's either 3 or 4. It's real good.
Yeah, I'm going 4. This reduces fast.
Yeah. I'll give it 3. So,
like, this and the Double Agent, you start playing Maestra in a lot of decks, and it gets weird.
alright.
And finally, we got Shadowcrafter Scabs. 7 mana, gain 5 armor. Battlecry, return all minions to their own hand. 7/2, 4/2 shadows with stealth. Hero power, 0 mana. The next card you play this turn costs 2 less.
This card is so broken, it's ridiculous. It's just
This card is pretty good. I like this card.
You can play this on 7, and then you get the 2 stealth, and you go, like everyone has already talked about this, you go Battle Gold, Battlemaster, Cold Blood, 24 damage to the face. So if you manage to do
Quest Rogue will play this.
What?
Quest Rogue will play this. Poison Rogue will play this. Garrote Rogue will probably play this.
It's just so strong. It could be put in every deck. Yeah. It's interesting to put into Garrote Rogue of like you can play this and then you get the 4/2 stealth damage. You can use that to get your damage, and then you just need the Guild Trader.
And the Guild Trader costs less because you sleight of hand it.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I'm giving Scabs a 4.
This card's like a 4. Like this card could get weaker and it would still be a 4. Like you could make it like 2/2s with stealth and make it reduce the card by 1, and like it would still be a 4. It's so good. Like it's just ridiculous.
It's just very powerful. Only decks you would play this in are ones that typically aren't trying to make it to turn 7.
Yeah.
Looking to kill the opponent before then, or at that turn.
You're okay with turn 8, you still like it, so.
Yep. Battlemaster is very good. Stealth minions are good. Mana discount's good.
This card. Not all hero cards are created equal. It's just like, that's ridiculous. Okay.
It's just good. Next up for Shaman. Shaman kind of got one thing this expansion, and that is free Shaman. Now with Windchill, 1 mana frost spell, freeze a minion, draw a card.
I don't know about the synergies, but this is not bad. Like it just
This card is good.
cycle do something. No, this I'll give it 3.
3 seems appropriate to me. Next up, Frostbite. 2 mana frost spell, deal 3 damage. It can go face. Honorable kill. Your opponent's next spell costs 2 more.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Isn't it?
Like just the mana swinging. I'm gonna give this a 4. This card's busted. I haven't seen this yet. This card's just so good.
I think I'm still on a 3 for this, not because the card isn't very good. The card's very good. It's just that honorable kill is a little bit difficult to pull off sometimes.
So I'm kind of thinking like, what's three health minions are so common. So it's like, you know,
it's
like
very, very good.
Yeah, this card's so good.
Very good.
Okay.
Next up, Sleepbreaker. 2 mana 3/2 elemental. Battle Cry. Add a Wind Chill to your hand. Wind Chill being that 1 mana spell that freezes a minion and draws a card.
Wow, that's great. Like just
isn't it? Elemental Shaman likes this. Freeze Shaman likes this. It is an elemental.
I'm gonna give it a 4. It's so good.
I'm gonna give this a 4. I think this is like one of the best 2-drops I've ever seen. It's so good. Next up, Cheaty Snowbolt. 3 mana 3/4. After an enemy is frozen, including the enemy's face, deal 3 damage to it.
So if the enemy's already frozen, can I freeze it again? Does anyone know?
That is a good question. I think so. I don't know so.
Because if so, if not, this card's unplayable, and if so, it might be good enough. Okay. So I think the idea is, you know, you use it as like a Savage Roar with your Baron guy.
Oh, Baron. Oh, yeah. That's interesting. So chat telling me, can you freeze them again? Yes, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Doubt it. Yes, no, no, yes. Does not count. You cannot refreeze. Probably no. No one knows. So,
all right. I'm gonna give this a 2 because out of yeah, who knows?
I'm gonna give it a 1. I don't think you'd actually play it, but that's just because I don't believe in these 3 mana 3/4s. Next up, Snowball Fight. 3 mana frost spell. Deal 1 damage to a minion and freeze it. If it survives, repeat this on another minion. So my understanding of this is that if there is 1 minion, this is deal 1 to it and freeze it. If there is more than 1 minion, it's a freezing bouncing blade.
Oh yeah, it has to be another minion. Interesting. I mean, this kind of has Bladestorm vibes, but like more random, so it's harder to control. But you also get the freeze. So I think this is a 3. It looks real good.
Yeah, I'm in for a 3 on this. It does seem pretty powerful.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Wild Paw Cavern. 4 mana spell. At the end of your turn, summon a 3/4 elemental that freezes. Last 3 turns. That is 4 mana for a total of 3 3/4s that freeze.
That's a lot of stats, you know?
That's a lot of stats, yes.
Like I normally, yeah, I'm gonna go with 3. And the freeze is annoying. I mean, it's slow, but you have all the things to deal with slow. Like you have all this board removal, like all these freeze effects. So,
and it's not just easy for your opponent to remove it because it freezes whatever it touches. So
yeah,
they lose initiative on following turns.
That's a really good point, honestly. Yeah, I think this is it could be a 4. I'm just giving it a 3 though.
Could be a 4. No, I'm gonna put it as a 4.
Okay.
So many stats. All right, next up, Snowfall Guardian, 5 mana 3/3 elemental. Battlecry, freeze all other minions. Gain +1/+1 for each frozen minion. It casts a Frost Nova on everything but itself and buffs itself.
Yeah, that's broken, right? Like I just play this on 5 against a wide board against a hunter, and I go Battlegrounds Battlemaster and kill him. Like,
and by the way, as we're talking about all of these cards, bear in mind there's a card that's Parrot Shaman that replays your last battle cry. So that works obviously with the Snowfall Guardian. It works with the Elemental that gives us the 1 mana spell that freezes. And it's going to work also with the cards we're going to see soon, which is the Baron and the Brucon.
Yeah. Somebody said this should have
been. I don't know if I'm going to give this
card.
a 3 or a 4, but this card is. I'm going to go 3 again.
I'm going to give 4. It's so good.
It's real good. Next up, Glaciate, 6 mana spell, Frost. Discover an 8-cost minion, summon it, and freeze it. Freeze means it misses its next attack that it could attack. So you summon this, it's frozen. On your next turn, it will still be frozen. The turn after that, it gets to attack.
This card looks terrible.
Card does not look good.
I'm going to give it a 1.
I'm also going to give it a 1. It does seem a bit too slow.
This is
your
the one
8-drop is online on turn 8.
Yeah. Next
it's also a pile of stats. Cover 8-drops are good.
But pile stats or cards are bad in general, unless they have gain 8 armor, so it's like.
I'm with you. It doesn't seem great. Next up, Barren Glacier, 7-mana 6/6 elemental. Battle cry: for each frost spell you've cast this game, summon a 3/4 elemental that freezes.
I thought this card was bad when I first saw it, but now that I see the incredible synergy, it's just going to be so consistent that this is summon a full board. So I'll give this a 3.
I'm going 4 because you can also macaw this.
That's a good point.
You can make a board of this, your opponent clears it, then you macaw and make another board. And then it clears it,
this is actually
because why not?
There's so many good macaw targets. I can just run Snowfall Guardian, Baron, and Sleepbreaker.
There's a great neutral one. I'm not sure if you've seen this. 3-mana 3/4. If your battle cry, if you hold a frost spell, gain 5 armor.
Oh, there's that too. Oh my god, this deck looks really good.
I theory craft this thing. This deck looks really good. And obnoxious. It gains armor, it lifesteals, it removes, and then it makes boards. And oh my god,
I like that it's lots of boards. I like boards. I want more boards. So yeah, it's not. I'm sick of burn OTKs. It's I want board OTK.
You say that, and then free shaman meta rolls around, and then we'll see how we're feeling.
Yeah,
but it looks good. It looks real good.
Well, I could go Soul Mirror on this thing, and then I'll have a bunch of 3/1 frozen minions. So
yep.
I don't know. Yeah, it's okay. And then next we got
Brucon of the Elements.
Yeah.
8 mana, 5 armor, battle cry, call upon the power of 2 elements. So, 4 choices will pop up, which is summon 2/3 elementals with taunt, restore 6 health to all friendly characters, deal 6 damage to the enemy hero, and deal 2 damage to all enemy minions. You pick 2 of those 4, and they happen immediately.
So is it like a discover, or is it you get to choose whatever ones you want, no matter what? Do I get 2, 3?
First you see 4 options, you pick one of them.
Oh, okay.
Then you see the 3 you didn't pick, and you pick another one of them. One of the 2 remaining that you didn't pick is where your hero power starts, and then it cycles through all 4 of them randomly.
Interesting. Okay.
This is slow. This is one of those heroes that says you want to click your button a lot to accumulate value, has a modest amount of immediate impact. You can macaw this as a battle cry.
Can you macaw this? Is it not minion? I think macaw is minions only. Can't do it with weapons.
I checked. It is repeat the last battle cry that you played.
Okay. Yeah, this is like a
first
3.
I was a little skeptical of this. Then I saw Free Shaman, and I think Free Shaman actually can afford to sit back and just click the button over and over and over again.
Yeah, but this is like a late game value, and the fact that you can use it to against it, someone's being aggressive, and I get to go frickin' deal 2 damage to all minions and heal for 6, and all of a sudden that's a huge swing, and then I'm just this looks real good. I don't think it's quite a 4, but I think it's a 3.
I think it's a 3. Yeah, and that card is quite solid. All right, so that's Shaman done. Moving on to Warlock. First up, Grave Defiler, 1 mana, 2/1 battle cry. Copy a fell spell in your hand. They have some fell spell synergies.
Let me just quickly look at the. I'm gonna go back to this after I see the fell spells because it looks like there's a lot of them. So.
You unfortunately can't really search well for them.
Well,
I'm just not impressed with the overall quality. I'll say that. If you want to come back to this later?
Yeah, I'll come back to it later.
Right.
Shuffle
first
4.
Up, we got Seeds of Destruction. 2 mana fell spell. Shuffle 4 rifts into your deck. They summon 3/3 dread imps when drawn. That's what Tamsin shuffles into your deck. They're ticket masters basically.
Ticket master. You also got a 4/3 body.
Yep.
And 1 more.
This card looks mega bad to me.
Yeah, these cards never work. I'm gonna give this a 1, unless they have rush that they come out or something like that. So.
And then it's just inconsistent in finding them even with tap.
Yeah, Mankrik is better than this, and it has a body. It costs 1 more mana, but Mancrook was broken.
And next up, Desecrate Graveyard. 3 mana. At the end of your turn, destroy your lowest attack minion to summon a 4/4 Shade. Lasts 3 turns.
This looks terrible.
You got a lot of 1/1s you can summon. You got eggs that you can.
Oh, that's actually a good point. I death rattles and eggs, so I can play this. I can play this with eggs actually, and just get.
You could also play with a cute package and Gandling, so you could even activate it on the turn you play it. I think this is a 3.
I'm gonna give it 2 with deck building potential. So
I'm interested in trying it. Could make a new archetype. Blown Evil's up next. A 3 mana Fell spell. Deal 5 damage, randomly split among all enemy minions. Repeatable this turn. It's got Echo.
Oh, Echo. It's not very efficient. It's
At least had Devouring Plague. 3 mana, deal 4, split with Lifesteal.
This doesn't have Lifesteal. I'm comparing this to Dark Skies.
Minefield. Yeah, Dark Skies, Minefield.
Those are all 2 mana or have lifesteal. Like, this doesn't have that. Devouring spell you ran because you could discount your Flesh Giants.
Also true.
I think this is a 1.
Blown Evil.
I just don't think it makes the cut ever.
I'll give it a 3. I think this is actually a very efficient. I would say early game board clear, but you can even use it in the later stage of the game.
Oh, it is all enemy minions, so somebody's saying you can use it with Morgue, which is
2.
Okay, I'll give it a 2. I'll give it a 2. Only because
Lock loves this spell. Handlock might even play a copy of it. It's just very efficient removal. All right.
Okay.
Next up, Sacrificial Summoner. 3 mana, 3/3. Battlecry. Destroy a friendly minion. Summon 1 from your deck that costs 1 more.
This card is all about the deck building because, like, you could run the 5/10 and do this on a 3 mana minion. That's your only 4 mana spell. And even if you pulled out the 4/4 rush, it's all about the tutoring.
Rubian eggs.
Yeah, so I think it's a 2 with deck building. I don't think it's actually that good with, like, you just play egg in this potentially, but
yeah, I was thinking that same thing when I was trying to build it. It feels like it'll be okay, but I don't think this card is that amazing yet.
I don't think I don't think you just slot this into tempo deck. I think it's actually very bad. And I think this is about, can someone, like, I tutor out something broken, overstated.
Do something very unfair.
Yeah, so this is a deck builder's card. Like, it's not just power level. Like, you have to be crafty with this. But if you're crafty with this, like, okay, here's something you could do. You just need, if they printed 11 cost a minion, you go null and then you play this, then you get but there's no 11 mana minion right now. So stuff like that. There's like,
I presume if you point this at a 10 cost minion and you don't have an 11 cost, it will fizzle.
Yeah, I think so.
It'll just eat your minion.
Yeah. So
I'm not a huge believer in the summoner yet.
I think it's bad overall until a synergy shows up, and then, like, there's a broken 5 mana neutral card that you can always, or a broken 4 mana and you can always summon it, and then there's something cool you could do, like, with the right synergies. So
it might see some play, but it's not great.
Like, I could even see this not seeing play for a year and the right synergies come out and then it's good. Like, but it's so that's what I mean. It's like, it's bad independently. It's all about the deck building. So
speaking of, here's Tamsin's Phylactery. 4 mana shadow spell, a legendary spell. Discover a friendly death rattle minion that died this game. Give your minions its death rattle. So, Soul of the Forest for a death rattle minion that has died this game.
This card's so cool and probably bad. Because it's like
does
potion.
Seem bad.
Like, it's just too hard to play death rattles and be ahead on board.
You have to have played the death rattle. It has to have died, and you have to have a board.
Yeah, but the deck building is too cool, so I'm gonna give it a 1 with deck building potential. So
I'm gonna give it a 1 as well. I don't think a possibly less consistent Soul of the Forest is gonna make the cut.
Yeah, I mean, somebody figures out a way to make a frickin' what's the card I'm thinking of? The Turtle Mage, but like something like that. Like, these kind of cards can do really cool things. So I don't think it's there easily, but you know, the right synergies come out, someone crafty. So yeah. Okay.
All right. Next up, Fellfire in the Hole. 5-mana Fell spell. Draw a spell and deal 2 damage to all enemies. If it's a Fell spell, deal 1 more damage. Seems horribly inefficient.
This is so bad. Like, why would I ever play this card?
Yeah, I did look over Fell spells. Unless I missed anything, there's not much that's that impactful.
I could play this card, or in previous expansions, I could play Crazed Netherwing and deal 3 to all while developing a 5/5 and not have to draw like a Fell spell. You know?
This just doesn't seem great.
This card could be 4 mana and it would be a 1 as well. That's how bad this card is. Like, so.
Yeah, I believe you. Not a fan. Next up, Hollow Abomination. 5 mana, 2/8. Battlecry, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Honorable kill, gain that minion's attack.
So this is interesting, where I don't think Warlock really needs this card, but cards like this have seen play. So if you really had like a heavy 1/1 meta, you know, where this card could see play, but I think it's bad overall. So
I'm on this.
I'm giving it 2 because in the right meta, it could see play. So
seems like conditional on top of conditional. And you get a big stupid idiot at the end.
So I mean, I consider it to be a tech card, but
Sure.
it's like in the right, like I said, the right meta, it could be good. So
next up, got the big Dreadlich. Dreadlich Samson, 6 mana, gain 5 armor. Battlecry, deal 3 damage to all minions. Shuffle 3 rifts into your deck. Draw 3 cards. Hero power becomes 2 mana. Shuffle a rift into your deck, then draw a card.
it seems like a 4. Just
It does.
like the battle cry alone with no ever hero power, like with the unupgraded hero power, is good enough. Like clear board, draw cards, potentially get some rifts. You know, you might develop a 3/3 sometimes. Like that's so I can put this on the top end of a zoo deck. You know,
Maybe.
And like
You can
use
also
it to
play
swing.
in Fatigue Lock. You can also play it in Hand Lock.
Yeah.
It seems real good.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason you don't potentially run into Fatigue Lock is you actually want to take the damage, you know. So it's yeah.
You could also then just wait until you have your quest completed. Then once you start nearing fatigue, this is another copy of Backfire.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You know, so
good before, it's good after. Card looks powerful.
Yeah, I agree.
Next up, Fellwalker. 6 mana, 3/7 demon. Taunt. Battle Cry. Cast the highest cost Fell spell from your hand. Try to see if there were any expensive, abusable Fell spells.
Now we can get the incredibly powerful Fellfire in the hole.
I think that is actually the most expensive Fell spell in the game.
This card's the one. It's so bad.
The card is a fat one. And that just leaves us with the original Fell Walker that we started with. 1 mana, 2/1 that adds a copy of a Fell spell.
Oh, now that I've seen the Fell spells, I'm going to go with a 1 on this card. So
yeah, I'm still going to stick to a 1 on that as well. Maybe applications in the future, but for right now, not.
I'd rather just run Tour Guide, and how many 1-drops can I really run? You know, so
probably true. Moving on to Warrior, last class, then the neutrals. Frozen Buckler, 2 mana, Frost spell. Gain 10 armor. At the start of your next turn, lose 5 armor.
I think this card's really cool. Like, just the fact that I can play it when my opponent's about to kill me, or if they just have a board advantage and I want to use this as a delay, like, you know. I think this is like this. I feel like this is a 3. I don't know. I really like it. But
so the big combo with this is with what do you call it? 10 mana spell Shield Shatter. 10 mana spell that deals 5 AoE damage to all minions, costs 1 less for each armor you have.
Oh, I hadn't even seen this card. Oh, that synergy is insane.
Yeah. That's the synergy with this.
Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna go with on the Buckler. I think it might actually. I'm gonna go for 1 actually. It could be an okay card for the synergies, but the most part, in terms of what it actually does on its own, is 2 mana, gain 5 armor.
Well, not necessarily. So, like, If my opponent like has 10 attack on board, it's a 2 mana like
Yes.
because gain 10 armor, and then
So if they're going to deal that much to you, then losing the armor doesn't matter. But it also, on its own, sometimes is going to be sitting there just kind of doing nothing for a couple of turns.
Yeah, so it's also a thing of like if I'm playing against like a Garrett rogue, and they're like set up to go Garrett next turn, I can play the Frozen Buckler and it gives me another turn, and so stuff like that like looks nice. So
I'm pretty sure we're not going to have room for it in decks, but I understand the synergies. It's a neat looking card. Next up, Ice Blood Garrison, 2 mana. At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to all minions. Lasts 3 turns.
Is this card really good? I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
This card could be so annoying for the certain decks. Like it could literally, I play this against Face Hunter and they're like, well, I'm not playing minions this game. You know, like.
Yep.
This card looks so annoying.
Then you're playing against Handlock. And this card just sits there looking real weird.
I'm gonna give this a 4. It's like it's.
Okay. I don't know what to think of this card. I'm gonna say 2. It might make its way into a deck or 2, but I could also see it totally just getting cut.
Well, it could get cut because nobody can play minions because this card's so good. You know, it's like
could be self-defeating.
Yeah.
Also, good Barov synergy.
Oh, I didn't even think about the Bear of synergy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Next up, we got 2 to the front, 2 mana spell. Your minions cost 2 less this turn, but not less than 1. There is an OTK you can set up with this in the legendary. I haven't seen the legendary yet. It is a 6 mana 6/6. Battle Cry. If you have gained 15 or more armor this game, it gets +3/+3 and charge.
Oh yeah, then you use the faceless, right? Yeah, so it's
the combo is you play 2 to the front twice. It's 4 mana. You play your charger. It's 2 more mana. You're up to 6. You play Battlegrounds Battlemaster up to 8, and then you faceless it, and you have 36 damage from 9 mana.
That's kind of cool.
You do have an OTK. It's a 5-card, 9 mana OTK. If you can get to that, you can kill people. There's another card we're going to see later.
I think this is
Field
bad.
Contact for taunts. I'm going to give this card a 3, but that is highly conditional on this combo working out.
I'll give it a 1 with deck building potential. So
okay, sure. Next up, Glory Chaser. As we were just mentioning, 3 mana 4/3. After you play a taunt minion, draw a card. Contact for taunts.
Yeah, so you can like. I mean, it's like it's really like this isn't World Cake where I can. Good. Yeah. I think it's a 1. It
seems very slow.
Yeah.
I think it is also a 1. You can try and do that. I'm going to make my taunt minions cost 2 less. I'll make my minions cost 2 less. Then play this, and then play like 2 or 3 taunt minions. And even still, that doesn't seem like that great of a combo. But it is potentially dangerous. Speaking of, next up, we got Scrapsmith. 3 mana 2/4 with taunt. Battle Cry, add 2/4 grunts with taunt to your hand, which are also 3 mana 2/4 taunts. 3 mana 2/4 taunt, Battle Cry, add 2 of them to your hand, basically. It's like a Phantom Militia, basically.
Yeah. I mean, Phantom Militia saw play. So yeah, I don't think this is that good, but it could be like if you need a lot of like blah value, this is okay. So I'll give it a 2. So
I'm going 1. I don't think this is the type of Hearthstone we're playing anymore.
That's a good point. But yeah.
Next up, Snowed In. 3 mana Frost spell. Destroy a damaged minion. Freeze all other minions. Before you freeze, you do have to point this at a damaged minion and execute it.
Yeah.
Not just play it as Frost Nova.
Kind of think this is a 4. So
okay. I give it a 1.
Everyone thinks I feel like this card's great. I don't know. It's
very hard to accurately predict this card.
Yeah.
It just seems clunky and conditional to me that it's going to be difficult to get value off of both halves of this card at the same time, and you need to get value off of one of them to start. The low health minions, it's not that great against, and a single high health minion is not that great against either. But it's not awful.
I mean, I just know how when I'm playing control warrior decks, I love doing delay plays. So I can just kill something and delay, and then my opponent's in a, do I develop more? Or do I not? Or I float mana for a turn because I'm going to go brawl the next turn. I think these kind of plays are really good in control warrior, which is why I like it. So
sure, you can play little mind games, get them to see if they want to develop or not into more AOE, which we'll see more AOE later. Next up, Axe Berserker, 4-mana 3/5 rush, honorable kill, draw a weapon. I'm going 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1. I don't think it's good.
I think we can just draw weapons if we want to draw them anyway.
Yeah, we have better stuff. Yeah,
this is conditional and weird.
It's like it's awkward with like the rush, and then like here's the thing: is I have a bunch of 4-mana weapons, so it's like when I play this, well, it just curve wise, it's really awkward. Of like, okay, I played this where you're playing something like Corsair Catch, you play Corsair Catch on 2, and then you get the weapon on 3 or 4. So it's like it just doesn't really work, you know.
And then a lot of times it just doesn't have a target.
Yeah.
Right, next up, we got Captain Galvangar, which I was talking about before. Legendary, 6-mana 6/6. Battlecry. If you gain 15 or more armor this game, it's a 9/9 charge.
Very slow. You know, it's hard to get to that OTK and just, but I see the potential for it. It's a weird one, you know.
I'm going 3 on it.
I'll go 3. I don't really know, but yeah.
You do also not necessarily need to OTK with it. You can probably just play it and it'll be good. All right. Next up, Rokara the Valorous, 7 mana, gain 5 armor. Battlecry, equip a 5/2 Unstoppable Force, which is an Arcanite Reaper that after it attacks a minion, that minion will attack the enemy in the face, regardless of whether it's going to die or not. Hero power becomes Grand Slam. 2 men deal 2 damage. Honorable kill, gain 4 armor. Hero cards. This does seem less exciting to me.
It seems pretty bad. But would it like if if let's say Lifesteal DH doesn't somehow make the cut, or something. But I mean, like Warlock.
The hero power is good. The armor you gain from it is good. Weapon's not bad. Not exciting.
I'm gonna, to be controversial, give this a 1, even though it's probably a 2. So
yeah, I would almost be considering giving it a 3. I'll just do that for whatever reason. I think it's a good card, but I think my rating is being dragged down because it just doesn't seem that the Unstoppable Force doesn't seem great for hitting a minion.
I'd rather
just Arcanite Reaper someone in the face.
I'd rather play Tyrion, you know. So
maybe
Tyrion seems like a better card than this, and Tyrion doesn't. So
all right. Next up, Shield Shatter. This is the big one for the armor. 10 mana Frost spell. Deal 5 damage to all minions. Costs 1 less for each armor you have.
So it does have the anti-synergy between like when you want to kill minions, you usually don't have armor. But the fact, you know, you can do like it's a 2 combo, gain a bunch of armor, like clear.
You got Rancor, you got Kresh, you got the Frozen Buckler, you got Shield Maiden and Armor Vendor if you want them.
Yeah, so I think this seems pretty good. I'll give it a 3.
Yeah, 3 seems about right to me. Right. Obviously, it could be a bit awkward in many situations, but
and where you're already like, does what deck kind of control like slow like it just I don't see. Are you gonna play this to get Rattlegore down? No, maybe if
it's pretty good against maybe like a handlock.
Yeah,
they're not necessarily hitting you, chipping your down armor off as much as they're going to try to make a big swing.
Yeah,
they give you a couple turns just to armor up, and then on turn 4 you could do this. And, it's decent. All right, next up we got the neutrals. Gnome Private, 1 mana, 1/3, honorable kill, gain +1 attack.
I think this is a 3.
Okay, good.
It's neutral, 1/3. 1/3 on its own see play often, and it's just upside. So yeah.
I feel like 1-mana 1/3s that were neutral with no effect, so I'll play in precisely odd rogue that I can think of.
Yeah, just sometimes the deck needs a 1-mana 1/3 and they don't have one. So
Okay. I don't think I need a 1-mana 1/3, but yeah, the 3 health for Face Hunter, it's not a bad one because you can maybe stick a doggy biscuit or something to it better, but I still don't like it.
okay.
All right, cool. 1 versus 3. Next up, we got Iron Deep Trog, 1-mana 1/2. After your opponent casts a spell, summon a copy of this. This is after, so if the spell kills the Trog, it will not summon a copy. I'm going 2 on this.
I think it's a 1. So
I think this could be good in Libram Paladin. And I think this could be good in Face Hunter, maybe.
everyone thinks this is good. I don't know. I think this is. I think this is bad. Like
if you put a Libram of Wisdom on this hypothetically and it dies or copies itself rather, you get the extra.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah. Still bad.
Cool. All right. So next up, Ivus the Forest Lord, 1-mana 1/1 battle cry. Spend the rest of your mana and gain +2/+2 rush, divine shield, or taunt at random for each. Importantly, the only one of these it can double dip on is the buff. If it gets taunt is out of the pool. If it gets divine shield, that is out of the pool.
I thought this was like amalgam, like adapt, where you could get double the same thing. But yeah, so let's think. Let's think if I play this with 4 mana left, and let's say I get a 3/3 divine shield rush taunt. I don't even think that's that good.
No, not for 4 mana. No, I don't think Ivus is very good.
Yeah, people are saying it's good. And I'm like, what are they? Oh, I see the world differently.
Maybe if you're a Guff Druid and you have 20 mana, and that's really funny, but that's not going to happen.
Guff Druid. That's what's fun about it is you play it for 20 mana.
And also, you could play it as a 4-mana 1/1. As rush, divine shield, and taunt sometimes.
Oh god! Or you need a rush and you don't hit it. Like I don't need rush and taunt. Like I only need one of those. So I'm gonna give this a 1. So
give it a 1 as well.
I don't know how people think that's good.
Purple.
All right,
honorable 3. Honor kill. Other minions get divine shield.
Oh, that's interesting because like it's bad, but the off chance you pull this off, it's good. But it's still bad. I don't know.
I'm stuck in that part where you said it was bad. I'm agreeing with
you. Well, these divine shields things. There's so many cards like this, and they all suck. So I'll give it a 1.
That Paladin 2-mana 3/2 battle cry. Give a friendly minion divine shield. Card's not seen play.
Yeah,
that card actually works.
Yeah. All right, I'll give it 1.
Gangster 2-mana 4/2 stealth. After your opponent plays a minion, attack it.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. That's very interesting.
One with very good artwork.
The
whole point of playing stealth minions is that the opponent doesn't get to hit them.
But it's also overstated, so it kind of works as a secret that they know about.
Sure.
But it's good in the ways that it is, even though it's bad in the ways it's also. But oh yeah, Octoblock block. That's interesting. I'm gonna give it a 2. I think it's too much potential to give it a 1. So
M Commander, 2-mana 2/2 battle cry. Add 2 1/1 rams with rush to your hand, which are 1-mana 1/1 beasts with rush.
So I think this might see like this is a bad card that has tons of synergy with other things. So
it's got synergy with beasts for Druid.
Yeah, and it's also like the weapon for Hunter. You run this in the Hunter, you get 2 with this, and they get those dead, and then you can draw more beasts. So I'll give it a 2, even though I don't think it's thick. Yeah.
For Warrior, we got the Bannerman for Paladin. We got the Dunbaldar Bridge.
Yeah, this has so much synergy with stuff. It's crazy. Yeah, it's actually might be a good card. Maybe I should give it a 3. It's
where I'm at.
All right, I'll give it a 3. It just has so much synergy, even though its objective power level is not that strong. So, like
lots of different stuff that this does.
Yeah. Stealth, honorable kill. Your next hero power cost 0. I'm gonna give this a 1.
Give it a 2.
Oh, I guess it's stealth. I don't like it.
That is the reason.
I'll give it a 1.
Now you can play Worgen Infiltrator, can play Spy Mistress, you can play Sneaky Delinquent, and you can play Sneaky Scout. And then you get like Ash Tongue Slayers and Greyheart Sages consistently, and this getting pulled with Drekthar is kind of neat. Simply because it offers this stealth redundancy, I'll give it a 2. Otherwise, artwork, not a good card. I'd never honorably kill with this. Next up, my Quartermaster. 2 mana 2/2. After you cast a spell, give a random minion in your hand +1/+1.
I think this is a 1.
I think this is also a 1. Here it's added slow random hand buffs. Pass. Next up, Bunker Sergeant. 3 mana 2/4. Battlecry. If your opponent has 2 or more minions, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. It's not terrible. It's not if they have 2 more minions than you, it's just if they have 2 or more minions. So
yeah, I'm just trying to think of like how good is even 3 mana 2/4 deal 1 to all enemy minions.
Okay.
I don't think it's as good. I mean, maybe you run it in a. I think I'm gonna give this a 1. So
maybe you run it in a big spell mage because this offers you smaller AOE, but short of that, I don't know where else it would go.
okay.
Next up, Direwolf Commander. 3 mana 2/5. Honorable kill. Summon a 2/2 wolf with stealth.
I think it's a 1.
I think that is also a 1. Doesn't look very exciting. Next up, Grim Totem Bounty Hunter. 3 mana 4/2. Battlecry. Destroy an enemy legendary minion. EGH for legendary minions.
This is 3. Like it's a tech card.
3. Okay.
I mean, its effect is strong. Like if there's a broken legendary minion that you see play every game because there's a deck that's dominating the meta, people start taking this in. So it's not a card that you run in every deck. It's like it's a meta dependent card, and then people start getting mad at this card. Like I could see this card, people getting mad about it. So it's like, yeah.
Oh yeah, GBH. That is pretty funny. And I think it's a 1.
All right,
it is way too conditional to ever see play.
Okay.
Next up, Cobalt Taskmaster. 3 mana 2/4. Battlecry. Add 2 armor scraps to your hand that give 2 health to a minion. Mana spell, give a minion +2 health. This card is a 2.
This might be a better these priest decks that this looks like a lot better than the banana card. Like
Banana Vendor.
And the people run the banana vendor, so
it's an activator for Firebrand as well, which is a card many people have probably forgotten about.
I'm gonna give this a 2. Yeah, I think it's
2 seems about good. Next up, Piggyback Imp. 3 mana 4/1 demon. Death Rattle. Summon a 4/1 imp.
This I'm trying to think if this is annoying. It might be. I don't know.
It could be annoying.
I mean, against certain classes will absolutely tear through this card, but certain classes, like it's kind of like a 4/1 Divine Shield. You think, which is not that good, but like I don't know. There's some synergy there, like with the demons and imps and all. So I'll give it a 2. It's not completely unplayable. So
I don't think it's playable. It's the Pox Cooler. 3 mana 3/3 mech. Death Rattle. Freeze 2 random enemy minions.
That's what I'm really not sure about. It might be just like an annoying card that slows your opponent down, but it also might just be really bad. I don't know.
I'm leaning towards real bad.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give it a 1.
You have to take a card out of your deck to put that in.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Next up, Reflecto Engineer. 3 mana 2/4. Battlecry. Swap the attack and health of all minions in both players' hands.
Wait, what the heck?
It is a Void Ripper for the hands.
I have no idea about this card.
Turn Octobot into a 4/1.
Oh, that's true.
The times that matters.
And Smite it could be a 5/6 now. So, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Like a 1 to me.
I'm giving it a 2 with deck building potential because it's too, this card's too unique to be ignored. So.
I suppose you can also do with eggs. Turn your Nerubian Egg into a 2 mana 2/0.
Oh, and it's just a 2 mana 4/4, but still, I don't know. That's cool. So.
Next up, Snowblind Harpy. 3 mana 3/4. Battlecry holding a Frost spell. Gain 5 armor. This is going in the 3 bin for me. Shaman loves this card.
This card's like a 4 even. Like it's.
This card is good.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4. It's so good.
All right.
Like
It's obnoxious.
Right,
I'm gonna call
Drekthar.
this. Yep. Drekthar, 4 mana, 4/4 battlecry. If this costs more than every minion deck, summon 2 of them. We can cheat because we already know this card is insane.
Is it? Yeah. I feel like it's.
What is it? It's
I
call to
feel
arms.
what?
It's call
Well,
to arms.
No one's even really playing it on like ladder. I don't think it's like that good. I think it's like okay.
Have you seen the stats on it in Taunt Druid?
Wait, people are running it in Tauntred?
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't been keeping up with the world.
Let me see if I can find the Drekthar stats here. So in the context of Taunt Druid, about 4,000 games logged here. The deck's win rate is about 60%. The mulligan win rate of Drekthar is 68. The drawn win rate is 3.5% higher than the next best card in the deck.
But you can't run you can't run the big cards then, so I don't know. It's weird.
Nope. You don't need to because you pay 4 mana, get a 4/4, and 2 other minions.
Okay, I'm not as I'm gonna give it a 3 because I don't think I don't think that's necessarily an improvement on the old list. So
Fair enough.
yeah, but
Next up, Frostwolf Warmaster. Mana 3/3. Costs 1 less for each card you have played this turn. 4 cards, it's free. 3 cards, it's 1.
so it's kind of like
It's quite good.
is this good? I don't know. Like, well, do you really want to plop this awkward card into Rogue? You know, like
Yeah, typically not. Maybe yes. Give it a 2 at least.
okay, it's cheating, so we'll get rid of 2. So it's yeah.
Could be the nuts. We'll see. Next up, Frozen Mammoth. 4 mana, 6/7 beast. This is frozen until you cast a fire spell.
Give
Cool
this a
card.
1. So
We'll also give this a 1. Sucker as I am for big overstated idiots.
like even if you always had a fire spell, it's still not good. So all right.
Next up, Herald of Lock Polar, I guess. 4 mana, 3/5 battlecry, draw a frost spell.
Tutor, draw a card. Not that great, but it's not very good. But I could see it's not unplayable. I'll give it a 2. So
I'm going to give it a 1. I think it's too inefficient, but
okay.
understand the urge. Next up, Ice Revenant. 4 mana, 4/5 elemental. After you cast a frost spell, gain +2/+2.
Can I? It's like these cards look really cool, but like how easy does it? I mean, to actually pull something cool with this off, you know?
Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. I think it's just.
I don't think this gets run in Frost
clunky.
Shaman. That's what I mean. Like I
don't either. I have better cards to play. I think
I'm gonna give it a 1. So
Alright, cool. Next up, Korax, the Blood Rager. 4 mana, 3/5 legendary. Death Rattle. If this wasn't honorably killed, resummon Korax.
this seems really good, right? Like
I'm going 3 or 4 on this. Importantly, to bear in mind, if someone plays a Twisting Nether, for instance, that is not an honorable kill.
yeah,
You have to deal the damage.
I'll give this a 4. This is insane.
Yeah, I'll go 4 because you can also go turn 1 prep and the
And there's the build around
it's
stuff,
information.
you know, like your rogue.
You can turn 1 prep Korax, draw Korax.
Yeah,
So that's good. Seems
Great.
powerful. Plus, Zarella will res it, which is kind of neat. That's the thing. Next up, Stormpike Marshal. 4 mana, 2/6 taunt. If you took 5 or more damage on your opponent's turn, this costs 1.
on your opponent's last turn.
It just says your opponent's turn. I'm going to assume it means last turn.
This seems really good though. Like
It seems decent.
I could just throw this in a defensive deck. My opponent is like doing lots of damage to make it. I think this is. I'm gonna give this a 3. Seems really
I think 3 seems like a good place to put this. It could also just be the case that you have better things to play, and you just don't have slots, because we are moving into 6 sets, but it is a solid little card.
Yeah, my opponent goes Doggy Biscuit on their initiate, and normally I would just lose, and now I play double Storm Park Marshal, and
that is the dream.
Yeah, so
Maybe you win.
and now my opponent has to like not think about can I play 5 damage, you know? They're just in that limbo zone. So
Thing to bear in mind. Next up, Tower Sergeant. 4 mana, 4/4 Battle Cry. If you control at least 2 other minions, gain +2/+2.
this is a 1.
This doesn't seem great. I'm going to go with a 1 as well.
I'd rather. Okay, I could. If why not instead of this? This is how you know how bad this card is. I can run the 3/4. That's for every other minion you have. Gain +2/+2. What's the card called? +1/+1. And that would be the same when my opponent has when I control 2 other minions. But it's tradable, and it can be better, and it's not.
Oh, the tradable, yeah.
This card is just. This card is just. I don't even get this card. This card is just utter trash.
Tower Sergeant is bad.
This card could be 3 mana and would be unplayable. So yeah.
4 mana, 4/4 Battle Cry. If this costs less than every minion in your deck, reduce their cost by 3. I'm told that this applies to the deck and not to any cards you have currently in your hand.
Yeah, I still don't think this is good. So, but
from what we've seen, Vandar decks, Vandar can be good. Vandar decks are not currently good.
I'll give it a 2 because maybe someone. These cards always suck though. Like
I'm gonna go with a 2 as well.
So,
not a huge fan. Next up, we got Bloodguard. 5 mana, 4/7. Whenever this minion takes damage, give your minions +1 attack.
That's interesting. Seems too awkward though.
It seems expensive and not immediately impactful.
Like I'd rather just run Arbor up, you know. Obviously, yes. Arbor up is a 4, but obviously. Like I'm gonna give this a 1. So
yeah, it's too expensive. That's all. Next up, Antic Hippogriff. 5 mana, 3/7 Beast. Rush. Honorable kill. Gain Wind Fury.
That's kind of good, but still not actually good. So good arena card.
Arena card indeed. But my captain.
Yeah.
5 mana, 3/3. Battle Cry, deal 3 damage. Honorable kill. Gain +3/+3. So if you honorably kill something, kind of sort of like a fire elemental.
I think it's a 1. So
I think it's a 1.
I'd rather run a fire elemental. I mean, yeah, so okay.
What's that? Spam the Arcanist. 5 mana, 3/4. Battle Cry, cast a file.
It's neutral. It's insane.
It's neutral.
I'm giving this a 4. Like it won't. Like a lot of classes will never play this card, but like I can run it in Druid, and then all of a sudden, I can actually come back against wide boards. You know.
I'm going 2, and I'm tempted to go 1, just because Defile on 5 mana is a much different beast than Defile on 2 to 5 is a big difference. I'm not sure what deck you put this in. It seems awfully slow.
I'm putting it in my my Druid deck, and then I'm gonna Defile, and my opponent's gonna be like, "This is what what Druid's supposed to do." So yeah, that's.
You can Defile their Flesh Giants, and they will say that tickles.
Yeah, I don't know.
Next up, Ice Hoof Protector. 6 mana, 2/10 taunt. Raise any character damaged by this minion. Okay.
1.
Expensive and
I guess it is
awkward.
Why isn't it? Yeah. I don't know.
Who's gonna play it?
Yeah.
Next up, Legionnaire. 6 mana, 9/3. Death Rattle. Give all minions in your hand +2/+2. Is conditioning as a Death Rattle. 5 mana conditioning.
So that old, even they had to get cheated out, but that 9/6 saw play for a while, and that was 9 mana. And this card seems better than that.
Nubasath Warbringer saw play because it went on a turn 3 or 4 Necreum Apothecary. You would then Necreum Blade.
Yeah, so I just cheat this out for like 2 mana. We figured that out. I'm gonna give this a 2. It's good enough that it's probably doesn't see 2 with deck building potential.
2.
So
I'll be talking to it too. Next up, Humongous Owl. Mana, 8/4 Beast. Death Rattle, deal 8 damage to a random enemy.
What is this card? It's like
this is a weird one.
Probably
still going a 1 on it.
Yeah, I mean, what? But there isn't it. You play a bunch of these, and then you go Cariel, and then you use it to OTK your opponent or something.
No, I don't think. Corelli, you mean?
Corelli, yeah.
Probably still no.
Look, this card's 2. I'm giving it a 2 with deck building potential. So,
I mean, Dark Moon Tonk didn't do so well in Hunter. Maybe it would do well elsewhere, but this is no Dark Moon Tonk. Next up, Abominable Lieutenant, 8 mana, 3/5. At the end of your turn, eat a random enemy minion and gain its stats.
It seems good. Like it seems okay. Like I can just run this in a like a big warrior and then I eat something.
Yeah. Still giving it a 1.
I'm gonna give it 2. So
I think you can cheat out bigger stuff. Alright. Next up, Troll Centurion, 8 mana, 8/8 rush, honorable kill, deal 8 damage to the enemy hero. That's the proving grounds. Pull 2 Centurions exactly, they bump each other and 16 the opponent. And sometimes
and then
you
my
draw
opponent,
one and you
then
feel
my
like
opponent
a
goes
dumbass.
down to 14 life and then they kill me. So
Seems like a 1.
1, yeah.
And next up, and I believe last, we got Lokthar the Ice Lord, or Loktalar, whoever. 10 mana, 8/8 elemental with Rush and Wind Fury, costs 5 less if you have 15 health or less.
It seems
Be a
good.
5 mana, 8/8 Rush Wind Fury. It does seem pretty decent. I'm going to give it a 2 or 3. I don't know.
I'm gonna give it 3. I mean,
3
this
seems
card,
okay.
if you're playing Celestial, this is a dream come true for Celestial Druids. Because if your opponent's playing aggro, they're gonna get you down to 15, and you play Celestial, and then you play this, and you attack 2 minions. You know, like that's really nice.
And not bad in Warlock, maybe.
Yeah, so
It's okay. All right, so that is actually all of the cards. We successfully completed the run.
nice.
Feeling pretty optimistic about this set. A lot of stuff here that makes me think about what I want to do.
Yeah, it's weird. There's a lot of stuff that looks like it's too slow, but there's a lot of stuff that doesn't look too slow. That's like actually there's some definite really strong stuff. And there's actually a lot of there's a lot of deck building thinking. So hopefully the worst thing is if it's just like it's like one new deck and then or 1 or 2 new decks and then a bunch of this. But I hope there actually are some cool things you could probably come up with. There's a lot of like really weird cards that offer a lot of potential, you know. So.
Mm-hmm.